Hey everybody, welcome back to Toyota Veasley. I'm here with Ben, our product specialist, and it's a super exciting day because we are beside the first BZ that we've had here at Toyota Veasley. Yes, we are adopting to the BEVs and we have a beautiful one here today. And quite honestly, I am pretty unfamiliar with the BZ, but luckily Ben is an expert at the BZ. He has been to training through Toyota the last, 6 months? Toyota's been prepping us for this moment.
Very intensive training over the last 6 months, getting us ready for the introduction of the full line of BZ vehicles. Obviously, we've had some others in the past throughout the country, but SET and Southeast Toyota right here, we're heavily focused now on these electrics, and this is our first real introduction to running on that full electric system.
So what you're going to see us do today is I really just have questions, concerns that I have, that I'm going to ask him kind of through the eyes of you guys. So I've seen a lot of the questions you guys have about BEVs and especially the Toyota BZ. So I think the best way to do that would be taking a test drive. So before we take a test drive, what do I need to know about taking the test drive?
You know what, that's a great question. So this car is going to drive just like every other car you had. The nice thing is we put the power, the gas on the right-hand side, we put the brakes right there next to it. But really, you're going to get behind the wheel. You're not going to feel a big difference in the way that it drives compared to your combustion engine car. So when you come in, one thing you're going to notice is going to be a little bit of a sound difference. You're not going to hear that engine start up right away. But that's really the biggest difference.
Get in, pull your seatbelt, press the button, and get ready to go. Right?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. It's a beautiful red. Just a supersonic red.
Supersonic red.
All right, Jay, come on in. This interior is beautiful.
Oh, that's a great point in here.
And which trim level is this?
This is a limited.
Okay.
So this is going to be, in Toyota's world, this is going to be the top trim level. We carry an XLE and we carry the limiteds in this BZ.
Nice. So we got a knob here for, it's just like the Prius.
Just like the Prius.
You just go this way.
Yep.
I think. Oh, I got
Put your foot on the brake.
You got to push it down. And then turn.
Push and turn,
okay.
yep.
So you push and
and
turn. That way you don't accidentally press it while you're driving.
Right.
All right. Well, let's I'll show you kind of what the there you go. There we go. All right. So this is kind of what you'd be looking at. I like how everything is just kind of digital and right there for you.
Mm-hmm.
That is nice. All right. So we are in drive and we are ready to rock and roll.
Now as you're getting started on here, again, as soon as you hit it, you got that instant power, so it just rolled off. There was no gearing up for the combustion engine going. And one big feature you're going to notice on here as well is that you got to keep in mind this is also going to be a wireless system for your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So you're going to have full access to your maps, your radio, your telephone, all right there on the system. So you don't have to worry about being plugged in. There's no cords just laying around.
That is nice. I like how there's 2 wireless chargers.
Yeah, there is. Yep.
So as we kind of get out of the parking lot, one thing that I do want to ask about is, Toyota is really just getting into the EV game. Ben, in your opinion, what is different from Toyota to the other EVs? Why would somebody want to buy an EV from Toyota?
Well, sure. And that's a great question. So, Toyota, in my opinion, obviously being the best automaker out there, but we spend a lot of time studying and learning these systems before we actually implement them into our full line of vehicles. So we're going to put in the time and the effort to make sure that when we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. So it's something that Toyota stands behind their vehicles, and what we've been known for generations has been the reliability and durability. And we're not going to just throw something out there and hope it works. We're going to make sure that it works through years of testing. And
we've had hybrid vehicles for 25 years now, so it's not a new thing for Toyota. It's just new to be 100% electric and not 50% electric.
Correct. Yes. So that's a true statement. Obviously, with the Prius going on almost 30 years now of production, all we've done is gotten better. From the first years, we're now on Gen 5 when it comes to our hybrid technologies, and now our first real generation of full electric vehicle.
So the first thing I want to ask is, I think what's on everyone's mind is the charging. Okay. What do you say to somebody that has anxiety about charging and about having to go to the public charging stations and things of that nature?
Sure. Well, a lot of things I'd first ask you is that when you get in your normal car on an everyday basis, when you look at the gas gauge on there, do you instantly worry about how far you can go before you have to fill up?
No.
So if you don't, it's going to be the same thing here. So on this particular model, on this Limited, we're looking at about 299 miles on a full charge of driving. So for the average person, that's about 2 weeks worth of driving before you're going to have to charge from that standpoint. So range anxiety truly comes into play when you're dealing with long road trips.
Okay.
That's where.
But how often are you really doing those anyway?
Right. I mean, that's, you get those couple a year, you may take something a little bit longer than your average drive. But yeah, if you're just driving locally, this is going to get you here to home and back with no problems at all. And again, just no worries about having to stop to fill up on the way.
And another question that I feel like, would be probably my number one thing is, how am I going to get this charging station installed at my house?
Absolutely. So the great thing about the way Toyota has done this, this is capable of 3 levels of charging.
Okay.
So even before you get that level 2 put in at your house, you can plug it right into your wall socket at home and start charging right away. So you have level 1 available anywhere you ever find a plug. You can plug in, you're going to start charging.
Okay.
Is it your most efficient? No. But does it work? Absolutely. But level 2, if you're going to put that level 2 charger in there, Toyota has partnered with Qmerit and with ChargePoint to help get these level 2 chargers installed at your home. So where you already have the 220 outlet for a dryer, we're going to install another one of those inside the garage for you. Usually it's going to be right underneath your electric panel, your fuse box, if you will. And we're going to have a new plug put in right there for you. So you're just
Toyota helps you arrange all that.
They do. They can help you arrange that. Find your local electricians who are qualified to install those services for you.
Wow. So a lot, unless you're driving 300 plus miles a day, you can honestly just, when you go home, just plug it in and
plug it in. And the nice thing with the way our system works is that you can actually schedule it to charge overnight. So if you're worried about the high cost of charging, which it really isn't all that much higher than what you do normally. If you're gonna run your dryer during the day, you're not using much more power than that. Running the system. So
I've always heard too that like electricity is cheaper at different.
It is at different times.
At
different times of the day. So
and you can schedule how to do that. I don't have to like wake up at 4 a.m. and go plug it in.
You sure don't. No, and only I would be able to do that. So you would actually just go ahead and write in the system, tell it, hey, I want to charge from midnight to 7 a.m., which is at 7 hours is a full charge for this vehicle on there. So you're going to wake up, you'll have 300 miles worth of range basically right there. But again, you're going to do it in the cheapest part of the day in charging. So there's less usage required on the grid in that time of night. So you do pay a little bit less for it at that point.
Okay, so range anxiety is not something that I really have to worry about now, knowing that I can go up to 300 or 299 miles.
299 on this particular model.
Okay, and how much does heat and the way I drive and cold influence that range?
That's a great question. So it definitely plays a role. So if it's a super cold day, it's going to take a little bit more energy, so you're going to get a little bit less on that mileage.
Okay.
But again, if your everyday drive is 50 miles, it's still not a bother. You're not losing enough to make it where a daily commute is going to be an issue.
Okay.
But again, if it's overly hot, overly cold, things like that, because again, you're going to be running heating and air, because we're not going to expect.
But we're talking like tens of miles of difference, not like
tens
hundreds.
of miles. Oh yes, no, not hundreds of miles. No. We're very minimal mileage drop on those.
Good. And I think something else that a lot of people are concerned about is what happens if these batteries go out. So what kind of warranty do I have? What does Toyota stand behind it, and those kind of questions.
Absolutely, that is a great question there as well. So generally, what you're going to be looking at is an 8-year, 100,000-mile warranty on these batteries inside this BZ. So again, for your next 100,000 miles of driving, you don't have to worry about it. You let Toyota stand behind it for you, and it's not a prorated amount. I want to make sure that that's abundantly clear. We're not going to give you only 60% of the value. We're not going to give you 80% of the value. It's 100% covered in that 8 years, 100,000 miles if something was to happen to those batteries.
And that follows the customer, or that follows the VIN number, not the customer.
Correct.
So whenever you were to buy one pre-owned, if it's still within that mileage and time, the warranty still applies. Absolutely. Just like all the other Toyotas that we have.
Exactly. Just like every other Toyota we have.
I think another concern that people have about EVs, I think it might bring back, nightmares to the original Priuses, to where, it felt like you were driving a slow golf cart and things
Sure.
like that. Just driving right now, I can tell you that the drivability concerns, I mean, it's this vehicle feels quicker and tighter than any other Toyota I've driven. What are the kind of torque and horsepower?
Sure.
What are we feeling as I'm driving this right now?
So on this particular Limited, we're actually at 221 horsepower, net horsepower, if you will, using the systems we have. So if you want to compare that to another vehicle in our lineup that everybody's very familiar with, which is the Camry, the #1 selling sedan in America, there's about 4 horsepower difference if you were to compare them side by side. But the best part about the BZ is that the instant torque that you hit when you hit that gas,
That just did.
it just goes. I mean, you're not waiting for that gear, that run up to get that max torque. You're going to get it instantly. You hit the gas, you're going to go.
Yeah.
But again, it's funny. We still say you hit the gas. There's no gas. As soon as you hit the electricity, you're plugged in. You're gone.
Do you think we'll always call the pedal the gas pedal?
Oh, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. That's,
I think that's ingrained in our DNA.
It is.
So
It's who we
let's
are.
talk about road trips again.
Okay.
Of course, there are a couple times a year where you do have a road trip.
Sure.
And I'm sure a lot of people, a BEV is going to be a secondary car, right? So a lot of people may just take their family car when they go on road trips and not even have to worry about charging and things like that. For people that this is their primary car, this is their only car, what do I have to look for when I'm taking a road trip?
So we actually have an app that you can use right here on this multi-information display, as well as your main infotainment screen, if you will, right here. It's actually going to help you plan your road trip
Okay.
based on charge points. So again, with a 300-mile range, wouldn't you want to know every 5 hours you're going to be getting out to stretch your legs anyway? So in 30 minutes at a level 3 charger, this is going to go back up to what we call a full charge, which is actually 80% full on this vehicle. So you're going to be running on there. By the time you would have normally filled up, gone to the restroom, gotten something to eat, in this case, your car's going to be fully charged, and you can hit the road again for the next 5 hours.
Okay. So unless I'm like driving from
If you're doing a
Antarctica
cannonball,
to Alaska,
Yeah.
It's going to be somewhat easy to navigate where I'm going to charge and
Absolutely.
that
If
kind of stuff.
you're doing a cannonball run and it's all time based, that's different. But really, you're going to find on here, it's going to show you well in advance how many chargers are available. It's going to show you where the next location is and how many chargers are even at that particular location. So you're going to know, is it available at the time? And then you're going to know in about 30 minutes you're going to go up to that full charge at 80% in this particular vehicle.
Fair enough.
And I want to make it known as well. So the way Toyota does it is that we don't charge these to 100%. And the reason we don't is because we want these batteries to last well over 100,000 miles.
Okay.
We don't want you to think that this is you're not going to get rid of this car at 100,000 miles thinking it's disposable. We expect these engines to run way beyond what the capabilities are. But again, if you look at your cell phone and you charge it every day to 100% multiple times a day, you notice that battery just starts to die a little bit. So 100% becomes 90, becomes 80, becomes 70. We don't have that fall off because we've never hit the max on this battery. And we also don't discharge it all the way down to 0. So we're going to make sure that you're going to be charging it well in advance of running it dead, as well as not getting it all the way up to 100%.
That makes sense. So when you think about, this is obviously our first BZ that we've had here at Toyota Beasley. When you think about like ideal clients that you've worked with and people that are in our community, who do you see being kind of the first adopters of a BZ?
Well,
what kind of person, what kind of lifestyle?
Yeah, so being in the area that we're in, obviously here in this Easley area, a lot of these college kids, a lot of these young adults, young professionals who are all about technology, they're going to be some of the first to really wrap their minds and their around their heads around the technology. And wanting to get in a vehicle like this. But it's also going to be great for those who have a shorter daily commute. So nurses and doctors, teachers, things of that nature that are going to be able to get in, get to work, get home, and not have any worries about their vehicle and having to fill up along the way. It's going to be a great vehicle for them.
What about, in my mind too, I think of people that are retired and aren't driving.
Absolutely. Yeah, they'll
as
have to
often
charge
as they
way
used to.
way less than what we normally would talk about on just somebody using it every single day. Obviously you want to keep it charged, but for them it's just going to be something they're going to plug in they're going to have it ready to go. And then when they run to, you know, as we call it, the church and the grocery store, you know, type crowd, they're never going to have an issue with it.
And we'll never have to go to a gas station ever again.
Never again. That's right.
So I know that, you know, we'll kind of wrap things up, guys, since we have been on the test drive for a little while, and I'm loving every second. The drive's amazing. I'm ready to buy one. Ben, you've been through the training for the last couple months now. We finally have the BZ here on the lot.
Yep.
What makes you excited about Toyota really going, you know, for the BZs and
Sure.
in the BEV business? What makes you excited about that?
So I've always been a fan of our hybrid technology. A hybrid is what my daily driver is. So the fact that we are just extending that, going with this all electric technology, you know, I just know that when Toyota does it right. And so I am more than comfortable putting anybody in one of these new BZs and knowing they're gonna have a great experience with it.
Mm-hmm.
And in that little tiny case that something might have happened, we also know Toyota's gonna stand behind it.
Yep.
So, you know, reliability, durability, we haven't earned that by dropping people off and say, nope, that's your problem now. We stand behind it. We want to fix it because we want to know why it happened, and we want to be able to fix it so it doesn't happen again.
Mm-hmm. And this is just the first of many.
This is the first of many. Oh, yeah.
Can you tell the viewers kind of what else Toyota has in the hopper?
Well, we've got some new RAV4s that'll be coming out. We've got a BZ Woodland, which is going to be the next inside the BZ family of cars to come out. We're going to have a new unnamed third row even. That's, you know, a secret currently that will soon get released as well, which is going to be exciting. So the people who need a Grand Highlander size vehicle we're going to have an option for that as well in this full electric mode.
Well, what about a vehicle that people know and love from the Toyota lineup that we haven't had in our lineup in 3 or 4 years? The CHR.
The CHR, absolutely.
That's going to be 100% BEV, correct?
All BEV coming up, and yeah, we're excited for that release in 2026.
Well, guys, to wrap things up, we're super excited. This BZ drives fantastic. I hope that you kind of got some insight from Ben on you know, some of the questions that everyone has about BEVs, because it's scary. It's things that we don't know and aren't comfortable with. So please ask the questions. Go in the comments. If you have any concerns, just let us know, and we will do our best to try to address those and answer those. And just like always, if you need any help with any part of your buying process, we're always here for you.
Mm-hmm.
Just give us a call, 864-855-2233, or just comment below. We always like to hear from you guys, and we'll see you again next time. Ben, thanks so much.
Hey, thank
Great
you.
test drive. I love the BZ. It's fantastic.
Great. Let's take it home.